Hello. Doors wide open. Come on in to the most unusual and original tarot reading on the internet, period. It is the Tao Manifesting Tarot. We focus on tarot energy and use a little astrology, numerology when necessary to help kind of round out the story, because that's what we're doing here. We're taking a look at frequencies to help you to manifest. We want you to create the pictures inside of your own head, not from some screen or AI or any of this other bullshit they're throwing at us. You are your own kryptonite. You can really use your ability to make pictures inside your head to make your life better. You're going to make everything perfect? No. Life's a four-letter word. Ain't going to happen. You're going to have your ups and downs, and that motion is what makes us stronger, helps us develop character. So that's not going to go away, but you will have more control by forming a vision of what you want your life to be. If you think it's just things, more cars, more homes, more this, more that, you're wrong. It is more love, more friendship, more connection. It's more peace. How about more time? Not that you're going to add any hours or minutes to your day, but you will use your time more effectively, because for people, I'm not even going to say my age, I'm 75, so I'm way off to the side. But let's say somebody in their 40s or 50s. One of the things that they're becoming aware of, in fact, I think that's the reason for the midlife crisis at about 40, 41, 42, something like that. It's Uranus opposes Uranus in astrology. It's this escape from reality that happens to men and women. Somewhere in your early 40s, you go, holy shit, I'm getting old, man. Panic. And so you do whatever you think restores your youthful image. Never works out, you never get it right. It's a lie. But you got to go through the motions. So guys are checking out young chicks get fancy cars or do whatever they can, only to find out it's an illusion. Women maybe even start to form new relationships with guys or start to get whatever. I have to go back. I'm not 20 anymore. I'm in my 40s. Crap. In fact, one of the best examples of how fast time moves, George Harrison, Beatles. He said, at one moment I'm 17 years old, we're forming the Beatles, the next moment I'm 57. What the hell happened to the 40 years? It went by so fast. So when you're looking at a value system, when you're looking at being able to manifest a better life for yourself, if you're believing that things are going to make the difference, you're off in left field. You got a hole in your glove, and the game is golf. I mean, you're not in it at all. It's the things in life that really stick with us, the connections we make with other people, the friendships, the loves. That nice picnic in the summertime, or that get-together in the wintertime during the holidays. It's those things that make the difference. So that's where your kryptonite from manifesting comes from. And that's what I want to do. I want to enhance it. I want to improve it. I want to strengthen it. So because of that, we get real. The world is in a shit cycle. We are aware of how much of a shit cycle we're in. I mean, we always knew that there were bad people on the planet. But boy, since 9/11, if you've been paying attention, and especially the last 4 years with this COVID crap, you've really seen the curtain pulled back. So now I want you to have that reality so that you can make clear choices for yourself. You create a better value system. In so doing, you create a better life and a better you. That's the point, connecting with you through manifesting. So let's begin. Middle card is the Oracle card. It's not a tarot card, but it sets the mood for the reading, and it's mending. Mending. You could say fixing, and that would certainly apply. But I want to spin it a little bit. It's taking the pieces and patching them together. It's not brand new, but it's better than what it was. But because it's pieces that have to be patched together, it's work, it's effort. But once you do it, once it's finished, you have a lot of good, valuable life in what you patched. And that's what we're looking at as your life right now, mending. Number up in the right-hand corner, 52. 5 is change, 2 is decision. You're making a decision to change. And the 5 and 2 together equals 7. 7 is a spiritual or intellectual pursuit. In other words, you are working for this change, this patching up, this mending through either a spiritual renewal or an intellectual renewal. But you can't stay the same. You have to make an improvement in one of those two areas. So, that being the case, let's take a look at the meme for today. In fact, I got two of them. First one is, we don't need to socialize them in classrooms. We don't need to spend money on lavish vacations. We don't need iPads and video games. We don't need Happy Meals and plastic toys. We're running as far as we can from the world's idea of progress. We are running instead to peace, to wilderness, to nature, to spirituality. That God essence, whatever the heck that may be, however you see that, that God essence in each and every one of us, that's what we're running away from. They've sold us, ooh, look at these toys, ooh. All kinds of electronic stuff, which, by the way, they control very easily. We saw that in Europe just a week ago. Portugal comes out a week ago and says, aha, first country in the world, all solar. All of our power comes from solar. We did it. Within a few hours, their whole power grid went down. Spread into France. Britain came up with something as well a day or so down the road. Thought you had it right. Oh, by the way, too, they want you to go to solar, and yet they're putting chemtrails up in the sky to block out the sun, which means it makes the solar panels less effective, which means you were fooled again. So whatever we have been conditioned to accept as progress needs a second examination. That's the mending. That's the pieces and patches. So the second meme says you are either aware of your conditioning or the conditioning has worked on you. That's the tough part, the pieces and the patches. That's the effort. A lot of pieces need to be patched. Means you have a fair amount of work to do, but once you do it, you have something that's pretty damn valuable, pretty good, pretty sustainable, pretty dependable. Interesting stuff, huh? Let's add a little astrology to this, just so that you understand what I'm not predicting, but I'm talking about an energy, because that's what it's all about, right? If you go back, we're started 2027. There seems to be a lot of emphasis about the year 2027. World Economic Forum is talking about it. Vatican is talking about predictions of the next Pope 2027, and it would be a disaster, and some other kind of predictions about 2027. So I decided to do a little bit of looking. It looks like the last time the planet Uranus, the planet of revolution, the last time it was in the place it's going to be in 2027 in Gemini was in 1933. 1933 was a monumentally important year, if for no other reason. There was a plot to kill the president. George Bush's father was behind that. Smedley Butler, two-time decorated veteran of World War I, wrote a book, War is a Joke. War is a rigged up. And the final thing was the rise of Hitler, 1933. That energy coming back in 2027. It's already in the process. So just so that you have kind of an idea, that same energy, I'm not saying we're going to do the same things, but that energy is back. Let's go take a look and see what we got all the way to the left. The death card twice. Ooh. Something definitely has to come to an end. Either you do it on your own or it's forced on you. You have no choice. That's why you have to take the pieces, put them together, and patch them up. It's mending. You have to mend something. You got to get down to it. Forget about what the world tells you is progress. Make the real connections to nature, your God. Touch what's real again. Pay attention to it. So the fact that there are two death cards next to each other tells me there is something big coming. Something huge. Maybe what happened in Europe with the power stuff, they could do that here. I mean, it wouldn't take much. It's all electric, so all you got to do is just change an algorithm. Boom. Imagine what would happen to your life if you had no electricity. None. There'd be no computers, no lights, no cooking, no nothing. A day you could probably hang in. 2 days, it's going to get tough. You get to a week or 2 weeks or a month, what would happen to your city or town? Alrighty, let's move on. The next card, Six of Swords. Swords are thoughts, ideas, things that we get, beliefs that we get, the way we think that we get from other people. They're generally not our own ideas, but very little is. There's nothing new under the sun. But it's our mental indoctrination. And the Six of Swords says we're getting out of Dodge. Now, it's in reverse. So you're thinking about, how do I escape to have a better life? What do I need to get away from? Do I need to get away from it physically? Do I need to get away from spiritually or mentally? What do I need? How do I move on? You see the Six Swords. He has six truths, six things he's depending on. He's literally locking in on those six things and getting ready to leave. Because he has to get away from the heartbreak, the Three of Swords. I mean, that picture right there, that card right there, Three of Swords, I mean, it says it. That's what's happened to each and every one of us. Things that we thought were true, we're finding out are not, and maybe never have been true. But even more profound than that is the things that we built our lives on have turned out to be lies, not true. So it's almost like a double hit. You have nothing to do, and you see it in society. Anything goes. It's wide open. You see the corruption is everywhere. So the question is, how do you mend your life? That's what's coming for you. And if you're not motivated enough, those two death cards are telling me that between now and maybe 2027, maybe we're going to have something that's horrendous, that literally will pull the rug out from under all of us, and then it's survival. And that may not be pretty. So this is the time to get ahead of the game. Take your life. Take a look at what the things you stand for, the things that are important to you. Mend the things that need mending. Put the pieces together and patch them up. You can do this. That's the Tao Manifesting Tarot for today. Back again tomorrow with another. Hope you're here with me. Please like, subscribe, and share. Very important these days with the algorithms the way they are. I say things on a regular basis that, while true, bother the people who run the internet. So I need your help. Please like and subscribe if you possibly can. So between now and the next time you and I get together and do tarot, manifest together, peace and blessings.